is Jessica, the Sweetwater Stitcher, and today is Monday, October 7th. And we have a hurricane coming. So I have been getting ready for the storm and just doing all the things and stitching to relieve stress. So I have a lot to show today as far as stitching. We are right in the middle, and if you are looking at the map and Orlando, Sanford, if you see that on there, that is where our house is. So it has shifted a little bit south. Hopefully it'll keep moving. But I think we're going to get lots of wind. It's already raining here, so the ground will be nice and saturated before the storm even gets here. So we are prepared as can be, and as I think I've said this before, I grew up in Florida, in Orlando, so as much as can be expected, I know what to expect, and really there's nothing else we can really do, but pray that it is not as bad as it maybe could be. So, but like I said, we're as prepared as can be, and have the safety precautions and things. We're still waiting to hear what the school closures are. So we'll see. Either tomorrow or Wednesday, they'll be closed. And then like the university, UCF, which is right near us, they said they're going to be open on Friday because it's supposed to already have gone past. So we'll see. But just wanted to give an update because I know people will be asking, as there are other Flosstubers as well in Florida, who I'm sure will be updating as to what's going on. But that's the update for right now. But while we have power and everything, I wanted to go ahead and get my video because I have lots of stuff to show. I don't know what was going on this past week, but my needle was like on fire. I have 2 finishes that were also starts, a fully finish. So let me go ahead and get started. I want to go ahead and just give the giveaways from last week, the winners. So if you are a winner, go ahead and send me an email to sweetwaterstitcher@gmail.com with your name and what you want and your address, and I'll get these in the mail as soon as I can. Probably will be not till the weekend, maybe beginning of next week, but at least get me your info and I'll get them packaged up. But I don't know what the mail situation is going to be for the rest of the week. So the first one was Hello Winter, and the winner is Rita Hill 5310. So congratulations. And number 2 was Hallows Manor from Annie the Proper Stitcher, and the winner is Noretta Herzog 2493. Number 3 was the Quilted Snowman Cross Stitch, and the winner is Karen Inc. And that's your YouTube name. And then Quilted Scarecrow, the quilt is Nanette McDonigal Dykes 9339. So if any of those are you, like I said, send me an email with your name and where I can send this to, and I'll get it packaged and all ready to go. Let me get this so I don't lose it. All ready to go for you for when I can get the stuff in the mail. All right. So last Monday, after I got done showing all of the starts I had and talking about fall and Halloween, and I still am completely into the fall and Halloween stitching, and I was talking to a friend this weekend and I said I am just riding that wave as long as I can, because I think what has happened in the past is I did a little and then I got a few things finished, and then I have whips left over, and then all of a sudden like the Christmas bug hit. And I have seen a few people who are already starting Christmas stitching, but I am still all in on the Halloween and fall, and it's been really fun getting some things done and started. And so right after the video, I went downstairs and I was going to start stitching, and I had my pink case, which I'll show you. I did do a little bit after I made this other one. I had my pink case sitting next to me, and I thought, you know what? I think I have a black one upstairs, like a black case that I had bought a few, but I hadn't actually done anything with them yet. I think I'm going to make a Halloween one. So I did go upstairs and I found my black case and I made this adorable Halloween case to sit next to me. And it really sparked my creativity, getting it all done. And then it made me really motivated and excited to stitch Halloween and fall. And so this just sits on the table next to me, and I'm able to keep things in here. And then when I go to bed at night, I just close it. So I'll show exactly what's in it. But what I did do to the top of this one, and I'll show you the other ones I did add, is I didn't have anything on the top. Well, I ended up cutting a piece of sticky board, and I just glued a piece of fabric on here. And then this is some of the ribbon I had used on the inside of another one. And so I just put that all around the edge, and it just hides where the sticky board comes here. And then on the front, which is where there's a little clasp, I put some buttons. And it will, if I push it down, it'll close, but I have some things in the way, which is why it looks like it's not closing all the way. But if I was to go somewhere, I could maneuver it to do that. So the fabric that's on the top, along with this fabric that's right here, is from the Tilda Creating Memories Autumn line. And it's the same fabric I used on the back of one of my finishes. And I'm going to order some more of this because this orange, it's like the perfect rusty orange. And it doesn't look overly Halloween or overly fall. And so I thought it was the perfect combination. And then this same ribbon that I used up here, which is velvet ribbon from Hobby Lobby, I did strips of it in the back on here, just like to add some texture. I thought that was fun. I haven't done that in any of my other ones. And I have some scissors with the lady dot. That's Grubby Toast, which is like my favorite ribbon right now. These are some little things I got from 5 Times Blessed. This is it's a pin. It says sampler maker. And then she sent me this cute little fob. And I also ordered another one of these. It's just a little jar with some buttons, and honestly, I could probably make it, but she has cute things just to add in here. This was a necklace, which I just stuck it in there. This is from Two Charming Chicks, and Rika from House of Stitch and Stash actually bought that for me when we were at a retreat. So I just have that sitting in there. I made this little pin pillow, and this is with the Teresa Kogut fabric. And then these are they're like little charms that you could, I'm still trying to find something to put them on, but I just thought for the time being, they can just sit in the box. These are just charms I found at Michael's, but they're just little decorations. This is also from 5 Times Blessed. It's like a rusty pin. I just have that sitting in there. And then this tin, it was from the Stash Unloading group, and I cannot remember the lady's name who I bought this from, but she makes these, and she'll have like the tin and stuff in them, and I bought a whole bunch of these from her to give as table gifts at a retreat. So I found that, and I thought, you know what? This is like perfect for a fall Halloween. The colors were perfect, and I love the front. And so in here, this is some wax, and then I just have a magnet with some needles. So this is holding my needles. And then this is actually one of my finishes. And it came from this pattern, which I think I showed this on another video. I wasn't fully finished. And these pocket watches are the large ones from Tim Holtz. Well, I did find the large ones, but it was a large and a small. And I originally was going to make these as table gifts. And I didn't want to buy 8 packs of the large and the small because they're a little bit expensive. And so I was like, I don't really want to buy all of those things. So I have a different table gift idea, but I thought, because I had already stitched mine, I thought, well, I'm going to make mine for myself. This pocket watch is from Michael's, which I think I had showed it, and it opens like this sideways, and I actually did glue it shut, but this is on 40 count, and I just have this little cat, and then I have my cat sitting in my box. And I used some of the it's the twill tape, and this is the one from Lady Dot that she grunged up, and then I have some of the lace over on those sides. But I love this, and every time I sit down to stitch, I have my scissors and all my stuff, and it's really fun. And one other thing I did do, and I have it on these scissors, which these are the ones I've been using, are the Golden Forge scissors, is I made myself a scissor fob, and this is the Tim Holtz, and I had bought a few of these. These are the small ones. I was thinking they would fit the other one, but they don't. So I took a letter from Blackbird Casting a Spell, and I made myself a little scissor fob with my initial. And again, this is the Grubby Toast. And I just used one of these, I forget what they're called, a bulb pin maybe, to hook it on. And where it would pop open is down by the ribbon, and so it's perfect place. But this sits in my case as well, and it's all fun to look at. So if nothing else, it's something inspiring to see and just have. So I have this as my fall one. And let me show you what I did to so for the top of my pink one, I put some of this. This is one of the Tilde. I didn't use Tilde in there. So I put the Tilde fabric on the top, and then this is the same ribbon I used on the inside. And then I have a couple vintage buttons, which the buttons are from my friend Holly, Mrs. Jones Stitches. She had sent me some a long time ago, so I put those in there. And then also on my blue case, I found, so this is my blue case. I put, this is also Tilde from the Creative Memories line. I put just the blue polka dots. And then I found this ribbon at Hobby Lobby, and it has buttons already sewn on it. So I thought that was a fun, different than because I kept using the same ribbon. But I do find that it is nice to have the ribbon, because if you can see, if you don't, you see where the sticky board meets up with the edge of the case. So this kind of helps just make it look streamlined. And I start and stop in the back, so you don't, like, you're not seeing the seam where they're coming together. And then I will have this as my blue case. And I've already talked and showed all about my pretty thing. So I love this. It's been very fun. So I would definitely say I have a fall. The pink one is kind of springish. And then this would be summer. And I could add, as I get into summer more, like some more patriotic type of decor in here to kind of go through that. And then I did pre-order, which is why I haven't made a Christmas case. I did pre-order the Hobby House winter box, and they had an exclusive winterberry case in there, and so I think I'm going to use that one. It's tartan plaid. I think I'm going to use that and maybe dress that up once I get that. But I thought, I mean, it's not Christmas yet anyways. But that was really, really fun to decorate and get me in the spirit of getting more fall and Halloween. So that was my first finish, was the little pocket watch. And then I started, or let me show the finishes. Then I'll go and show exactly how I kind of worked my month. So I went to the store on Wednesday to my L&S, which is Needle Orts. And I think I needed a couple threads or something. So I picked those up. And then I thought, I'm going to see if there's any Halloween or fall smalls that I would like to add. And I found this, which it's really funny because not that I didn't like it, but when it first came out, I wasn't like, oh, I need to stitch that right away. But when I saw it, I thought, this is really cute. My kids really are kind of into skeletons. My daughter, middle daughter, she keeps trying to do a handstand. And so she said that the top one was doing a handstand. And I thought they would enjoy this. And it looks really fun to stitch. And it didn't look like it would take that long, which it really didn't. It took me a day and a half or 2 days to do. So this is Bony Bunch by Plum Street Samplers. And I picked up the floss, which in true Paulette fashion, this is all the floss. And as you can see, I stitched the whole design, and I have enough to stitch 1 or 2 more pieces. There's a lot left. So, but this is all DMC that are on these cards. I found some of my cards from my friend Holly, who is Hobbies of Holly. And then also I had some, this is Missy Timberlake from Two Needles Pulling Thread. And so I put the DMC on theirs, and then I have the overdyed here. This is a piece of 32 count Echo by Picture This Plus. And I did use 1 strand of floss. The chart calls for 36 count. It's a Seraphim, I think. But I thought this was a very close match in color to the called for fabric. And then I used to stitch on black a lot and dark colors, and I haven't really been able to see it as well. But I thought if I put this in a hoop, the 32 count, I'll be able to see it, which I could. And I know I've been using I have a vintage queen hoop. I use that most of the time, but I did have these are the Nurge hoops. I pulled this out, which fit perfectly. The whole design fit inside of here. And I was able to get this really tight, which is how I like it, and stitch the design. And it helped me to see through the holes. And I also did use my magnifier and light to help me with the darker fabric. So all of those things, and I was able to be successful. So I was excited about that because I really thought I am just never going to be able to stitch on a dark fabric anymore. It's really hard for me to see. Even if I do all the tricks everybody says, the white thing under you and all the things. So it was very promising and encouraging to be able to do that. So I would like to sew this into a pillow to go into a dough bowl. So that was the first finish I had. And then also talking about casting a spell, which this is the Casting a Spell book by Blackbird Designs. And I got this pattern I think I had the pattern, but when I was at a Brick City retreat a year or two ago, probably 2 years ago now, a bunch of them were going to, they bought the box, we got the box. Mine is not painted still. We were going to do all of the stuff on the inside. Some of the people have finished it. This is as far as I got. So I do think I want to finish this pillow. But this is, I think, 30 count Portobello. It's really thick. I was not enjoying stitching on it. And so I never wanted to pick it up again. And I was talking with Chantel from 141 Design Company, and she was talking about this pattern for, I forget why we were even talking about it. I think we were just talking about smalls, and she said, what if you just stitch like a couple of these and put them in a bowl and don't even try to get them to fit in the box? And I thought, that's a great idea, and I would actually do it because I could pick whatever fabric I wanted and stitch it, and I'm not trying to make them fit into this box. And I'll use this box for something else, but like it's been sitting there for however long, and I haven't used it, so there's no problem there. But so what I did is I had this piece of 36 count Milk and Honey, and so I decided to pull this out and I stitched up this top one, and I'm going to finish this into a little pillow. And I am going to do the bottom one, and I'm going to do it separately. And there is a pattern in here where you can do them together, but I kind of like the little square, and I might add some fabric on here. But I'm going to have those two, and then I will finish this one up. I just have to fill in the border, and that's done. So I'll get that one finished and put it in the bowl and put Bony Bunch with it. And I might stitch this over here. I'm not sure. But I thought I want to do a couple of these, and then I can add more pillows to it as I go. Another idea is I was watching Amy, Mrs. Flossie, the other day, and she took this, and instead of stitching them all separately, she stitched the entire thing as one piece. So these are stitched like they're up sides, and then this is all stitched. So it's one whole piece. And if you go watch her latest Flosstube, she shows it on there, and it's really, really pretty that way. So that's another idea. And again, you could then choose whatever fabric count you want and be able to stitch it. And I'm not saying at all that how it's stitched like this is not gorgeous, because I love that too. It's just I wasn't enjoying the fabric, and so I thought, how else can I do this? And then I don't know if you can see it without showing the pattern, but this is the book. No. This is the book I got the letter from to do my scissor fob, because they give you a whole alphabet of letters to be able to stitch this part. So I took the J, and that's where I got it from. And I thought, well, that's appropriate because I did it in the black, which I stitched this with Onyx Weeks Dye Works. I thought, well, it's Halloween looking, and I got it from the Casting the Spell book. So another great Blackbird book, and a way to use it different than what maybe they call for. So that was my other finish. And then another day I was home. So a lot of it was because I was home with one of my youngest daughter, and she was having some potty training regressions, and so we were staying home. So I was monitoring her and then stitching to keep my mind occupied. And she was playing with Play-Doh and slime and all that stuff. So I had lots of time to sit and stitch. But I said I was going to start this on the 1st. Let me get one out and I'll get it started, and then I'll pick it back up. Well, I sat down and I went to town and I stitched this whole thing up in one day. So this is the first day, and I am stitching it on 36 count Affogato by Fiber on a Whim. It's so cute. And I used all of the called for colors, except on the branch and branch here, I used only 420. And I don't know if you can see in this picture, but she has two different browns, which is beautiful, but it's like, change your color. And I thought, I don't really want to do that. And so my friend Terry, who had stitched some of these, she said she was just going to use the one color. And I think it looks fine. And then also the green, there's a couple different greens called for, which I bought them all in case they were in other places. But the leaves, I'm only using lily pad. So I'm not using any other colors for that. And I am really liking the lily pad because it has some light and dark within it. And so you're really able to see the variegation. And here's it's Lily Pad by Weeks Dye Works. And sorry, the light is a little off. It's dreary and raining, of course. And then one of my lights is not working very well in here. So this is all the colors. They're very pretty. And so my friend Terry, who is Chocolates for Breakfast, she is who I saw stitching it on the lighter fabric. And she's who gave me all the suggestions. She said her first couple she stitched just exactly called for, and then some of the things she's done to switch it up. So I was able to switch the things up prior. Also, the pattern calls for beads. Like, I think you're supposed to put beads up here. I'm not going to put beads on mine, but I am going to finish them into the stockings. But I probably will get most of them stitched, if not all of them, and then I'll start trying to finish them. Unless I get a wild hair to start fully finishing them before, but we'll see, because I'm slightly intimidated to finish them. But I know a lot of people are stitching these. I think Annie, the Proper Stitcher, and Alicia started a stitch along. I know Sean, the Periwinkle Stitcher, she's stitching them. And a lot of people are stitching them on black, which is also beautiful. But I wanted to do the brown. Let's see. Okay, now we will go to the whips. So I wanted to get some more done on Gather In by Plum Street. And you'll notice a theme. Plum Street seems to be like top of my list right now on my stitching. I just have a lot of fall and Halloween Plum Street. But, I mean, Paulette does it awesome, which is probably why. So I was able to get this out and get the horse done. And then I filled in all the pumpkins. So all I have to do here is fill in the background, which is mocha. And then this is all ready for fill in. The house is ready to fill in, and the roof. So all of that I'm just kind of picking up as I have some extra time, or like when I finished the stocking, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, so I picked this up, and that's when I got that part done. I'm going to try to keep going on this, and then if I have some fill-in left over, I'll bring that to Stitch West to be working on. But I have another start next week for sure that's going to have lots of fill-in, which is another one I want to bring to be working on. But once I get that part done, there is still a lot more, but it's not, it's the grass, which I should probably get that outlined also. And then just this part over here, which I'm sure it will take longer, than I think. However, that's way less stitching than the whole rest of the house or the bar, the inn, whatever you want to call it. So once I get this done, I feel like it won't be as much, except for, the grass. But that's, again, time for mindless stitching, or if I have my stitching Zoom with friends, which I think it's supposed to be next Tuesday. I'll get that out. But I really want to I want to get this done this year. So I'm trying to pull that out when I can. I was doing good keeping up, and excuse my awful picture of this. This is Spooky Countdown by the Primitive Hare. But I was doing good keeping up, and then I've kind of fallen off the wagon as we're at the 7th, and I've only gotten this much done. But it's in DMC, and I'm using Tabby Cat 36 count Lollybrock. And this is how much, this is the floss, and this is how much I've gotten done. So every block is back stitched. So I was trying to get some of those outlined, and then I can go in and fill in. This is the 3rd day, which is, this is full coverage, the jack-o'-lantern face. And then these are not that much. So I do both of those are finished. And then I need to get this and then keep going. But I also was thinking on this one, if I can at least get the outlines done and then some of the insides, it would be a really easy piece to pick up if I don't get it done this year, to pick up in between things next year, or even for next Halloween, like once I get to that stitching, and then be able to get it done. So I really want to try to keep up as best I can, at least getting the outlines of the blocks, because the stitching, it's really hard to see in this. My printer is like being very weird. The inside, they're not like very full stitching, and these didn't take very long to do. So I would like to keep going on that. And I've seen a couple people's finish of this, and it's just so cute. And I know my kids would love this. So I want to get this framed when it's done. This was my October 1st start, and I did start at Harvest Moon. And it's not a really good start. I got some done, but then I was kind of getting, I don't know what was happening. There was a lot of color changing, and I thought I worked on it for 2.5 days, and I really don't have very much to show, which is a little embarrassing. But I also feel like because I said it was a start along, then it like turns me off to wanting to do it. So I'll get back to it though this month, once it's not like I know it's happening, or I know everyone else is stitching it. That's another thing, is when everyone's stitching it, then I don't want to stitch it. But I was able to get some of this in. So I started up here, and then I was starting on the moon, and then I think I got the smalls, and I was like, I can get those done. So I ended up moving over to that. But this is 36 count Sleeping Bear by Needle and Flax, which is the called for. And I love this piece. So I don't know why I wasn't getting more done, but I'll pick it up again and get some more stitched on it. And let's see, what else did I have in here? This is not, I didn't work on anything else. So this is going into, let me see, I'll do my camera back. This is going into haul. So like I said, I'm sorry. I have one more start. Here it is. I started this last night. I wanted to, so what I've done so far is I worked on Harvest Moon for, it was really 2.5 days, but October 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. And then I ended up working on the smalls, pretty much like the 4th, 5th, and then yesterday was the 6th. And I worked on another piece that I can't show yet for yesterday, during the day yesterday. And then last night I thought I want to have a new start, so I'll work on it 6, 7, 8. And then, so I'm pretty much trying to pick things up, whether it's a whip or a new start, and work on it for 3 days. And so like Harvest Moon, I'll pick back up later and work on it more. But I had this, and it wasn't in my basket even of what I wanted to do this year, but I've seen a couple people stitching it, and it's so pretty. I love the house. So I thought, you know what? I've seen people stitching it, but not like an overwhelming amount of people. So I thought, well, this will be perfect. Because although I like to check it all out before I start and see what fabric people have used and all that stuff, it's like when there's too many people stitching something and I know I'm not the only one, it like makes me not want to do it. So I did start this last night and I got a little bit done. And I'm going to keep going on the border. I'm trying to just get the border outlined. So here's my fabric, and I picked 36 count Prairie Grass by Seraphim. And here's the colors. And I thought it looked the most like the cover, which this is Mink by R&R. And I was watching Brenda and Laura, and I'm sorry, it wasn't them. It was Holly from Hobbies of Holly, and she had got a piece of Mink from R&R, and it looked close to what Prairie Grass, and at least on her camera. So I'm going to keep working on this for the next couple days, and we'll see how much I can get done. Like I said, I want to get the outline of the border done, and then I think I'll probably try to come in and then get down into the house or get the top done or something. So we'll see. But I really like that, and I'm glad I started this. I kept going back and forth. Did I want to start another small? Did I want to get out Jack's Bash, which I am going to get out at some time this month. I'm not really loving the linen I had started it on, so I want to restart it. But it was another, like, I saw too many people, and it wasn't really calling to me. So that was all of what I worked on. Then I did go, like I said, to my L&S, and I picked up Bony Bunch, and then I also picked up the Halloween Quaker from Primrose, and they were out of onyx, so I'm just substituting it with coal. And they have the rest of them. And so I have a piece of 36 count Vintage Country Mocha to do this on. So I would like to get this done to go into that Halloween bowl I'm talking about. And hopefully this isn't going to take that long, but it's really cute. And I saw Shepherd's Bush. They did it on purple, which I considered doing it on purple. And then I thought, I'm just going to do it on Vintage Country Mocha because I know it'll go with the other things. But on purple, it was really cute. So I'll work on, that's part of haul, but also I'd like to work on that. And really my plan is just to keep going on the spooky countdown and then work on some of these Halloween pieces. And like I said, I'm trying to spend 3 days per piece, and then I will move to a new piece. On the 13th, which is next Sunday, I'm starting Ghoultide Welcome with a few people, and I'm excited about that. I have been wanting to start that, and this was like let's all start it together, and hopefully, because I want to stitch it so bad, I will get going on it and like get really into it. And that was the other thing about Harvest Moon is I feel like for myself, and I was talking with some other people, and I think it's kind of a thing, is you have to get so much stitched on a piece before you like want to pick it back up. So it takes a couple days to get into the piece. And maybe if I had kept going on Harvest Moon, I would have gotten some more momentum. But I just kind of lost the momentum, and then I didn't really want to stitch on it. So when I pick that piece specifically back up, hopefully I can get to a point where it's like I really want to get back to it. So that's for the 13th. Then I wanted to also bring to your attention, if you haven't seen, Chantel with 141 Design Company. She's had now 2 pep rally retreats. The first one was last year with Kathy Haberman from Hands On Design. And then this year it was with Priscilla and Chelsea from Stitching with the Housewives. I went to the first one and not the second. However, I have heard nothing but amazing things about the second retreat. And so I wanted to let you know she's having another retreat next September. And then even before that, she's going to host a spring break retreat, which is going to be May 1st through the 4th in Michigan, Williamston. And the special guest is Nicole Spohr, and they're only going to be focusing on finishing. So that's May 1st through the 4th. The September pep rally is with Robin Pickens, and that's September 11th through the 14th. And both of the retreats are going to go on sale to register on October 13th at 1 p.m. Eastern. So next Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern, you can go to her website and both of them will be, you'll be able to register. I am not going to be able to make the May one, but I'm going to try to make the September one. We will see if there's another retreat I was considering, but I don't know how that's going to play into the timing and my kids' school. So I have to get all of that figured out, but I know Nicole and Robin will be awesome to see if you are looking for a retreat. And then also Chantel has her store. It's going to be open to the public, I think, at the end of this month. And then also, so it'll be open during the retreat. And her town is so cute. But all right, that is for announcements. And then let me show you the rest of my haul. So when I went to Needle Orts, I was going to get ribbon. And that was, so I did find this grubby frog, which is like a green. And I had a specific project. I got some more grubby toast. I only have, they're ordering it for me, but I could have sworn I had the spooky mesh bag from Shepherd's Bush and I cannot find it. So this is the pearl cotton for the bag, but I'm waiting for the Weeks Dye Works and the pattern to come. So when that comes, I want to work on the spooky bag to put like my Halloween whips in. And then I also got, this is Mary Jane's, and this is the lace. So I got some of that too. I got Bony Bunch and then the Quaker. And I also got his and her stockings, which I'm excited. I want to do these this year. So I need to get the floss for those. And that was what I bought at Needle Orts. And then I ordered from 123 Stitch a Shepherd's Song. And I was going to get it at Shepherd's Bush. And then I don't know why. It was on sale, I think, at 123 Stitch. And I thought, I'm just going to get the thing. And I'll take it with me to the retreat and pretend like I bought it at Shepherd's Bush. I don't know. I keep seeing this on their wall. And I just want to stitch it so bad. And again, it's a house. So, of course, I would love it. But I got all of the floss for it. So, I'll get that ready to go. And I'll buy other things at Shepherd's Bush. I ordered this. This came as a kit from Country Sampler. And I also had ordered, this is why I went on their website. I have been, not that that's the only place you can get this, but I've seen a couple people finish this. And I think it's so pretty. The sepia sampler from Not Forgotten Farms. Then from Fat Quarter Shop, I had got floss for something, and then I ordered some more of these thread milk. This is These are both of the Halloween ones, which I'll probably put one of them in my Halloween box just as decor. But I love these so much. And also from Hobby House, I bought one of these. I have the Winterberry case, but I didn't have this little thing. Whatever, I forget what it's even called. But it opens up, and it's actually rather large in here. It has these little feet, so it sits on the table. And I thought this would be a good addition. Like, I'm going to bring my stitching case, but then also to have this with maybe some extra things that don't fit in the case, or when I go to shut the case, if it doesn't fit, I can put it in here and then put it in my bag. And then when I set my case up, I can put it in there. But I just thought this was a fun addition, and the green would kind of go with the blue. It would go with the pink. It's kind of like, I think of the green witch face. So it kind of goes with the fall Halloween. So it kind of go with all of the different cases and Christmas. So I'm going to use that as like an extra. And like in the past, or not, I have these. So this is also an addition. These cases, which is the Trixie pouch, and I love these too. This is like kind of the same idea. Like you could put extra things in here, and same with this. So I'm excited to do that. And then from, no, I already showed that last week. I was thinking I didn't show the stuff from Treehouse Fiber Arts, but I did. Okay, so that's all for this week. And I talked about the hoops. I think that's everything. So let me just look down here real quick and see what I have. I don't think I did these. So I'm going to give these away. They're more fall Halloween. Cute proper stitcher. I think one of them I bought, and then the other ones were from Annie. So what I want to know, well, first of all, to enter the giveaway, you need to be a subscriber, like the video, be over 18, also live in the U.S., because for the mailing, for right now. But I would like to know, what is your favorite thing to do in fall? And it's funny because, oh, no, thought maybe the sun was coming out. I thought, because this morning it was 70 degrees, and I thought, we have to have a hurricane and it has to be raining for us to have fall weather. As I have a sweatshirt on today. Yesterday I wore a long sleeve shirt. I'm just like, oh, it's a little bit chilly. And I'm sure that's like hot for some people, but for us, that's cool. So what is your favorite fall activity? We like to go to the pumpkin patch. My kids are getting really excited for Halloween to pick out their costumes. We're still, 2 of my kids know, and one of them is still trying to decide, because she said the one costume is too itchy. So we have to figure out what she's going to be. But just all of the fall is just so fun to me. It's cool. It's like somehow you feel more relaxed, or at least I do, even though I feel like there's so many activities still, but it's just fun to be able to be outside. And it's so hot here in the summer that when it cools down a little bit, it's exciting. But I'm also excited and really hope it's cool in Utah in a couple weeks when I go to Stitch West, because I've got fall clothes that I am ready to wear. So what is your favorite fall thing to do? And then use the numbers that I give for the chart. So number 1 is Give Thanks by Annie the Proper Stitcher. Number 2 is Frances Grayson. And this one I have partially kitted, and I would like to work on this when I get, it's not Christmas, but when I kind of get to Christmas stuff, I thought this would be a fun one to work on. And it's another small sampler, which I still have yet to take this to the framer, but this is her other one that I did. And so I think that these would look really pretty together. So I want to get this, but this is the giveaway. So this is number 2. I digress. And number 3 is We Gather Together. And this is one that I have as a whip, and I will get back to this, and I'll get this done for this year. So this is number 3. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. Next week, my kids are out of school Monday, so I probably will not have a video Monday. And depending on the power situation, if we have power, I'll have a video Tuesday. If we have no power, then I don't know when the video is going to come. So we will see. And who knows, I might get no stitching done because I have to be entertaining my kids, or I might get some done. So next week, if I'm here, I'm here. If not, I'll put an update on Instagram to let everyone know that we're okay. But then I'll be back the next week. So if you don't see a video, don't be alarmed. Somehow I will communicate with people. But hopefully I can just get a video and we can keep on our schedule, because I'm really enjoying coming back and showing what I've done for the week, and it's really motivating me. Except one thing before I go. So remember the Swoon 16 quilt I told you about? I have still yet to cut the fabric, and obviously if I haven't cut the fabric, I haven't sewn anything. And we were supposed to start October 1st. Other people have started, but I need to get on that. So maybe between now and next week, I'll get some stuff cut and sew a block or something. But if not, it'll be there. So until next week, I hope you guys get lots of stitching done, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.